Hey, nobody's here. I'm going to sit here and wait for somebody to come in. But in the meantime, I'm just going to sit here and talk about this Sonia Massey situation.
Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
This is awful. This is absolutely awful.
So what'd you hear?
And something tells me that this officer knew her. I don't know why. I think maybe part of the reason I feel that way is because of the way he addressed her before she even came to the door, being upset that you might be standing outside for a long period of time shouldn't have you screaming orders at a person that's called you for help. Hurry up! Stuff like that. Something gives me familiarity vibes. And there's different things that pertain to this case that give me I don't know, it gives me a reason to believe that he had contact with her before. Even her son said that he had been there prior. But, you know, the fact that he was concerned about the car on the side of the house after she had dismissed them to go, you know, she was already scared of the police when she answered the door. First thing she said was, "Please don't hurt me, don't hurt me." Hi, whoever just entered. I just got on and I'm just running my mouth talking about the Sonia Massey case.
I'm telling you.
So if you want to jump in and have something to say about it, feel free. But this has gotten me disturbed. Okay, they didn't want to stay. Oh well. But, you know, the guy was just so condescending speaking to her, and I believe he went in there with an intent to kill her. I honestly do. You know, whether what she said about rebuking him in the name of Jesus might have been a trigger or what, I don't know. But the fact that he didn't turn on his camera, his body cam, speaks volumes to me. He never checked to see if his partner had one on, or he had it on, or was it on. But had his partner not turned that thing on, they would have got away with it, or he would have got away with it, because they tried to cover this up big time. It's awful. I've been sitting here watching several different content creators hash over the same information, and it's awful that this young lady died for no reason. A pot of water. A pot of water that you told her. Now, you know that she's got some issues, you know, which further makes me believe you have had contact with her before. Now, they give you information when they get these phone calls for help, and she specifically, or her mother specifically, said that she wasn't right, and, you know, please don't send an aggressive, confrontational officer. She's afraid of the police.
He had no business looking in her room.
Why is he going?
I mean, is he looking for the intruder?
I'm just saying things that they're saying on here too. I mean,
no business looking in her room.
The way that he came into the house and just violated her privacy, considering the fact that he supposedly didn't know her from Adam, it appears as though he was looking for something. You know, it's just a whole lot that just makes me think that there was more to this than an officer showing up and suddenly shooting someone. There's more to it than that. And his partner, God bless his head. Oh, dumbass. Why did he pull his gun? You two guys are so far away from a pot of water that you're going to give a headshot to a young lady who's no bigger than a minute behind some water. No, that's some bullshit. Straight up bullshit.
She's probably going to take that Bible and smack him with it, right? I mean, she's just an innocent.
She's just, it sickens me. This is almost worse than George Floyd. honestly.
And more education, like in psychology, for example, would do these
Oh, and
guys
let's
wonders.
not forget about the joker that hired him. Because there's a history with this officer of being let go. He had 6 law enforcement related jobs in the last 4 years.
What is your last name?
Uh, what color is my lips? Red. Red flag. He knows somebody who knows somebody that got him in there. And as a matter of fact, his fiance is related to a prominent officer
How they're really impatient with her.
there
And, you know,
that got him the job.
just
Let's be
dragged me
real
nuts
about it.
because she did not need it.
And ironically, she works for the hospital that she went to. The one that said that this was a self-inflicted wound. Right, where's the gun that she shot herself with? They would have had to come up with a whole new plan on how she was able to get a gun from them, which means that they would have to be much closer to her than what the body cam showed. So they couldn't tell that lie, oh, she grabbed my gun. No. This whole cover up lie mess, they told the family that this was a self-inflicted wound, and oh my god, this is just a big clusterfuck. Even the union won't touch him. So I personally hope that they put this man in Gen Pop. Let him be in there with the rest of the brothers and sisters, or not sisters, I'm sorry. Tripping. Let him go to Gen Pop and sit there and share space with a lot of the brothers that he's put in jail.
No danger to this cop. She just doesn't.
That's justice. She said, I'm sorry, and dropped the pot in the sink, and he headshotted her.
Just shoots her 3 times.
Jesus. 3 times.
When he fires, they could have retreated. They absolutely could have retreated.
And she was still alive.
The law requires them to retreat.
The officer with him wanted to administer some kind of help, and he said, no, it's not worth it. Which further makes me believe he knew her.
She doesn't pose a threat of...
For her to rebuke him in the name of Jesus, you don't usually just say that to people off the cuff. You know, I believe personally, and this might be far-fetched, I believe that they knew each other. Nobody's saying intimately, but they knew each other enough to be able to have words exchanged on a informal, not professional level. If you know what I'm saying. Somebody say something to you, oh man, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
And they could have easily backed up.
But why would you pop off like that behind her saying that?
I'm going to shoot you in the fucking face.
He said, I'm going to shoot you in the fucking face if you do that.
Premeditation.
If you rebuke me in the name of Jesus, I'm going to shoot you in the fucking face.
Killing somebody with intent.
He meant to kill her. He went there to kill her. I don't care what anybody says. I feel in my heart, my soul, that this dude went there with every intention of eliminating her life.
Alright, now I want to go.
And that's just how I feel.
I'm going to,
you know.
0.25. So let's do this. Let's slow it down just a little bit.
So I'm going to chill here for a minute.
What it is he does.
I done ran my mouth enough for now. And I'm going to watch this video again.
I'm going to shoot you in the fucking face. His gun's not drawn
A
yet.
lot of people are covering this. She ducks when he draws her gun. When he draws his gun.
She cowers. She cowers.
Yeah, cowers.
And she
She
says,
ducks.
I'm sorry. if you look at the thing, she says,
And
"Oh,
she
yeah,
says, I'm sorry,
She
I'm
says,
sorry.
"I'm sorry."
And you shoot
So
her
she cowers
anyway.
and says, I'm sorry. This cop is fucked. I
Yeah,
mean, what's your defense? Your defense has to be reasonable.
he's effed. I'm gonna say the word, he's fucked. If they let this joker off, even with a slap on the wrist, all hell
There's just no
is gonna break
fault for them
loose
to be shooting.
in the state of
I mean,
Illinois,
you can't take that
possibly
back.
across this
You
country.
can't take those bullets back.
Because you've seen what happened with George
I'm
Floyd.
not an expert in police.
This is worse to me,
Activity
personally,
or, police
because she's
training or
a
anything like
female,
that. I do know
no
I've
bigger
seen
than
over
a
the
buck
years, and I've
05.
cross-examined police experts. So I
And
do know a little bit about
she
the
was
force
no
continuum,
threat.
and I know about what makes sense and what doesn't make
No
sense.
threat whatsoever.
You tell me if they walked outside for
George
2
Floyd
seconds,
wasn't a threat.
if they
but,
walked outside for 2
You
seconds,
know,
who's harmed?
black men in the eyes of
She's alive.
certain
She's
people
alive.
are a threat in
The
themselves.
little
But a
settings
black
button.
female,
I
no
got it.
bigger than a buck
Back to
05
normal. Yeah.
with a pot of water that you told her to go take off the stove. Now you gonna shoot her for doing what she told you to do?
No, she's fucking dead.
Mm-mm.
Headshot into the female. No reason for them to use these.
Standing there still pointing the gun at her. Like she getting up.
Fuck is right. You know what that is? That
You.
is consciousness of guilt. I just messed up. I was on.
I was on, I was off. He planned this mess. He had his camera turned off for a reason.
God damn it. God. Yeah, I mean, she did not need to be shot.
Yeah, I'm not taking the boy a lot of head. And look, it came right to our feet, too. God damn it.
To your
So
feet.
he's going to say that he was afraid of a boiling hot pot of water, that, and that he feared either a serious bodily death. That's what it's got to be, serious bodily injury or great bodily injury or death. Now, can a pot of water burn you? Absolutely, it can burn you. And can it cause great bodily harm? Yeah. Can it cause death? Probably not death.
God damn it. You good? I'm good. You good? Yeah, I'm good. Let her fucking just... God, that's not what you do, man.
So he's convinced his partner not to give her medical aid.
Yeah, his partner was gonna give her medical aid and he told him not to. He wanted her dead.
You good? Alright.
What a dog.
Well...
And he referred to his partner.
What else can
What
we
did he
do?
call him? A
Let me ask
dipshit?
you this. What
Later
harm could it
on,
do?
outside,
If she's being crazy with a pot of water,
notice that, I don't know if you saw the footage, but
what harm could it
notice
cause
the
if he just
officers
stepped
when they
outside?
finally exited
That's
her
not
house,
within their bailiwick, right?
and they
That's
were
not
at
within
the
their
cars
skill
and whatever,
set
and
to
different
back off.
officers were
Because
approaching
they're
them and stuff.
attacking,
Nobody went to
It's like
this
when you
dude to
chase-
console
I don't
him
believe
or
in police chases
anything.
either. I mean, what's to be lost if you just get the guy's license plate?
He was a
and you
bad
back off,
actor.
and then go to his house and wait for him at his house. That happens all the time, actually. But you risk the danger to citizens. This citizen should have been left alone.
I'm not taking hot boiling water to the fucking face, and it already reached us.
It didn't reach you, you
I didn't
lying
see her throw the
bastard.
water on the officers. Did you?
No.
Did you see it in that? It didn't happen.
He trying to say she threw the water at him.
Face.
Her hands were in the air.
Cowering.
Her hands were in the air when he shot her.
She's not doing anything to anybody.
Dirty bastard.
Guess what?
Dirty.
This is powerful shit. And what's the trial going to be about? The trial's going to be about one thing and one thing only. What the officer thought, and whether that thought was reasonable or not.
That
His defense
officer
is going to be, I feared for my life or
is
my
going straight
physical safety.
to jail, and when he leaves jail, he's going straight to hell.
I thought I was in danger of great bodily harm. That, and you can use lethal force when it comes to that. But that belief was not reasonable. And that's what a trial is going to be about for this officer.
I can't wait for this trial. I'm going to watch that more than YSL. Because that mess right there, we know what that is. Poor Georgia. Poor Georgia.
She's done. You can go get it, but...
So he wants to get his kit to see if he can save her. And he says, nah, she's done. It's a headshot.
Dang.
And that's what he threatened her with. So he had it in his mind.
He told her he was going to hit and shoot her in the head.
If you pour that hot water in my direction.
That's a headshot. God damn it. God.
Dirty bastard.
I'm not taking fucking boiling hot water to the fucking head. And look, it fucking came right to our feet, too.
No, it
came
didn't.
To her feet. Why did it come to your feet? It came to your feet because she's dead and the pot probably spilled. Yeah, she didn't throw that. She cowered. The minute you pulled your fucking gun, she cowered.
Yeah.
She was no threat to you whatsoever. And that is powerful, powerful evidence.
You good? You good? 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 Yeah, I'm good. Good. Holster, let her fucking
This makes me sick to my stomach.
Let her just what? Let her just what? Let her just bleed out? Is that what you were going to say? You didn't render aid.
Let her just.
See, you had this
let her just.
all in between them. There was no danger to these cops. Take a step back. I mean, what? It's not like you have a barricaded suspect in a house with a rifle. I mean.
Well, I've been on here 17 minutes and nobody's popped in except for one person, and they just kind of came and went.
There's a lot of other things you could do.
I'm gonna give this a few more minutes and see what happens.
Shot like you said you were gonna do.
If anything, somebody might go and look at it later. That's why I talk even though nobody's in the chat. Because somebody might want to come in and just see me running my mouth for a minute, which I doubt that too. But who's to say? I'm just trying to get monetized. I need to get monetized, get me a different income. I need to retire from child care. I'm letting it be known. I want to retire from child care. I'm getting older. I'm getting, not disabled, but got some arthritis going on up there.
Figuring out why they were there. She had trouble following commands.
We'll see how it works out. But I need a retirement plan.
Ma'am, just hold on and do something different.
Something that's going to carry me for more than 2 months.
Did your balls get somehow smaller because you didn't shoot a suspect? You know, I mean...
1078.
And you know what? She told her daughter.
Still bleeding. And how much time has gone by now?
She told her daughter the day before this happened that the police were going to kill her.
I mean, there's not much we can do.
That's saying something.
Fuck. Yeah, fuck is right.
God showed her something, or he threatened her earlier. I believe that he knew her. And the fact that his fiance worked at that hospital, and they're the ones that's telling the lie based on what he said, or whomever told them that it was a self-inflicted wound. Where would they get that information from?
That's all they had to do. She wasn't a suspect in any respect. It's not like she was posing a danger to anybody else.
Cover up. I thank God for technology. There's a lot of things about technology I can't stand, but we definitely need it for times such as this, because imagine how many people have been killed in the past, and there was no video to back up the truth.
Sit down and put your hands behind your back.
And sometimes you can still have video and they still get away with it. I'm sick of these cops that do whatever they want to do. Kill people, maim people, disfigure, whatever word you want to use. They disfigure and target They target people of color and justify it because they're wearing blue.
Look up 1096.
A mental person.
That ain't the
being dealt with
business.
by an officer.
He just asked
That
that she
ain't
was
the
1096,
business.
which is a mental person being dealt with by an officer. So in other words, do we have any history of her being mentally unfit or something? And he knows that. He knew. I mean, he was impatient with her to begin with.
He knew she
didn't
was.
deal with
She
her,
had mental
you know,
problems.
as you should.
Further
And
lets
this
me
is
know
what
he knew her.
happens when you don't have the right education and training.
And she didn't know that car back there was hers.
Yeah, she didn't even know that car was hers.
Wow. This is sick. This is sick. I'm
Probably a
sure
woman that
those
was
of you
really loved
watching
by the
probably
neighborhood.
have the capability of
fixture in
watching the same
neighborhood. Somebody
videos
that,
as me.
You know, oh, you know, Mrs. Massey, you know, she.
But
she
I am
makes
gonna
some
still
cookies for
talk
me
about
every
it.
day. Oh, or you know, or the woman that everybody looks out for. You know, I mean, she seemed harmless. Unless she's gonna rebuke
Her
you
son
in the
even
name of
said that
Jesus.
she saw this dude earlier at the house.
Oh, there's spring lock.
Dirty.
Negative.
But that chump that hired him, he just as culpable. Because this dude was bad news from the giddy up. He had problems previously
Still,
from
has there
other
been one bit of anger this woman?
precincts.
Real hustle by these officers. They're walking the car. I mean,
Oh, Jesus.
No, let's just chill out out here. Just search right now.
I see stuff like this and it reminds me of
No, it's just her
Isaiah.
house, just a 96.
And what could have possibly happened to him if he were still alive in these days and times. Because my
Funny how he
son
doesn't
suffered
pull the back
bipolar. He was
until
bipolar.
the other people are there.
Now, he wasn't a big threat or anything like that, but half of these folks aren't threats. All they got to do is know that they've got an issue, a mental issue, and they want to claim them as dangerous. Being black and mentally ill in America is a death sentence. That's just the way it is.
House is cleared.
My baby
She was the
calling
only
me.
one. No, she had a boiling
Hello?
water. Came
Where's the gun?
Hey,
at me with boiling water. You shot her? Yeah.
fine.
She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came out with boiling water. That's what all
I'm
this is.
fine.
She did not come at you. She did not come at you at all. She
You at
cowered and
church?
said, "I'm sorry."
I was standing right here.
Okay.
Alright. And that's where she's landed.
Okay.
Just nothing right now. Just hang out there for me. Thank you. I need
Okay.
He just forever changed his
No.
life and her life and the life of his family by making a really dumb decision.
I hear you.
Other than that, that's
No, not really, but we got this catfish here.
me. I didn't know I had it.
We can split it, and there's
Tell me he
still
doesn't
chicken
feel
left too,
alone at this
remember?
moment, because he knows he's in deep shit. He
Yeah.
knows. He knows.
All right, love. Okay, hon.
You see all those other officers around?
I believe
Those
it.
people have careers.
Isn't the Emoji
He
Fest
doesn't
still
have a
going
career
on?
anymore.
Yeah, I'm good. This fucking bitch is crazy.
And the boat races. Well, there you have it.
Fucking bitch is crazy. I mean, listen to the callousness. The
Wow.
fucking bitch is crazy. What
Wow.
callousness? He just got done shooting somebody who was
Wow.
vulnerable.
All right.
A vulnerable.
I love you too,
posed
sweetie.
No threat to him whatsoever.
Bye-bye.
Shut up. Hot boiling water. Rebuke you in the name of
That
Jesus.
was my husband.
Pulls his gun. She cowers
On
and
his
says,
way
"I'm
home.
sorry." And she's a fucking bitch, according to him.
He
there's
called
couple
her a
things I want
fucking
you to
bitch.
address really quick. So
He
let's
knew
talk
her.
about- This is obviously murder one, premeditated. There's
Premeditated.
going to be something what we call aggravating factors. The initial response to she's not worth the med kit, and then like refusing. Oh, she's already bleeding from the head. She's still breathing, but Can you talk about
Jesus.
how that could aggravate maybe a sentence possibly?
Well, if it's murder one, it's going to be life without. So
Yeah.
So you
Give
can't
it to
really
him.
aggravate much more than that.
Oh, I guess.
Give it to him.
But it goes to the callousness. It goes to the
Put him
respect
in
for
Gen
life.
Pop.
It goes to his intent. You know, and he has the indifference before and after the shooting.
Everybody's standing around like, duh.
I think I got it. I got something up.
Nobody's consoling him. Because they know he's a jerk. His partner was shook. He still had his body cam on. Oh, by the way, this joker finally did turn his body cam on just
Well, you
as
know,
he was
putting
about
up
to
the
shoot
crime
her.
scene tape for his own crime.
Wow. Let me get the crime scene tape out for my
I'm sorry I
own
don't
crime.
This video, and I apologize. We'll probably bleep some of these out.
Oh, wow.
You know, I'm just so incensed at this tragedy. It's just so terrible.
I'm running across this front here. What do you want it? I just around the house. You guys can go inside. Okay. Red ball.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But you know what? God don't like ugly and ain't too fond of pretty. People do some really dirty things and they think they getting away with something, but God sees you. He's all knowing, all seeing. Just when you think you've gotten away with something, bloop.
So, all right, now let's
It's
cut
like
to the
taking a
press
video and
conference.
putting it away
'Cause
for
when you see
later.
somebody like that, you
Pop
think
up later. Unreal.
you gotta personalize them, right? If you're a trial lawyer, that's what you do. But she's not just some crazy woman. She isn't. She's somebody's relative. She's somebody's daughter. She's somebody's
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm
sister.
gonna call my girl
Somebody's mother,
and have her get on
somebody's whatever.
live with me.
She
Let me
means
get
something.
monetized.
People in the neighborhood, to her family. So let's hear the father speak.
But you know what I want? I want justice for my baby.
Oh, where's her phone?
You killed the wrong black woman this time. Amen.
He said you killed the wrong black woman this time.
Not a fan of Crump. I mean, he just swoops in and
Oh,
steals
Crump.
their money.
Crump is on it.
But I want to tell y'all.
Wrong black woman this time. Oh,
Not a fan of Crump. I mean,
Because
he
this
just
man
swoops
should
in
have
and
never had a badge.
oh, Crump.
He should have never had a gun.
Crump
He
is
should have
on
never
it.
been
What
given
the heck?
opportunity to kill my child. But I want to tell y'all.
Wrong black woman this
even the
time.
attitude that he displayed, I don't disagree with that at all.
Because he had some
Hey.
serious blemishes on his record. Serious. This man had 2 convictions for DUI. He had a conviction for driving under the influence. And he was a member of law enforcement? What an embarrassment. What an embarrassment to this country.
How do you have a job as a cop if you've had 2 DWIs?
2 DWIs? Stop.
And the reason I showed you that is because you see the people standing there, except for Crump. That's the family. Those are the people that matter. You
Yep.
know, maybe
Yep,
she wasn't
2.
an elderly woman at all. I mean, I couldn't really see her face, and she just seemed like she was elderly. But maybe she was. I mean,
You know who
that was
she
his
looked
daughter.
like to me?
You know, she probably
She
wasn't.
looked like
Or maybe she
Tiffany
was
Haddish
1086,
almost.
as the cops
Don't you
said.
think?
You know, it's just there's just too much of this shit going on, and it's because the cops are not trained. They're not trained in mental health. They're not trained. They don't have a 4-year degree. Not that a 4-year degree is the end all and be all, but if you have a 4-year degree, you're a little bit older when you do your skills. You're a little bit older. You have a little more experience. You have a little more maturity than when you just start a cop, fresh out of high school, and just with your skills and your 2-year degree. I think you should have a degree in psychology or police psychology, because you're dealing with the public and you're dealing with lives, you know. And I know I'm going on
He
a
was a
soapbox here,
dog.
but I just
He was a dog that
she posed
he
no
shot her down like a
danger to these
dog.
cops. You know, I mean, why not just run out of the house and just say, okay, lady, blah blah blah. But she cowered and said, I'm sorry.
Poor
He
thing.
still shot anyway.
He shot her
He
anyway.
still shot her.
He trying to rush her outside. What took you so long?
Just like he said he was going to.
Like, you my woman. What were you doing?
My heart goes out to this family because they lost, you know, a loved one for nothing. For nothing. She called the cops. Remember what the other cop said? Where's the gun? Because that's, you
Yeah.
fight a gun with a gun. You know, you gotta
Other cops asked him, where's the gun?
back off and get out and go outside. Or when she cowers, you can take a step back and say, put it down, put it down, put it down. You know, she had trouble following directions. Anyway, I could go on and on.
She
and
was
on.
clearly not there.
But
Yeah, for real.
But you know, my heart goes out to the family. Say a prayer for the family. Say a prayer for Miss Massey. And we'll see you next time here in Criminal Lawyer Reacts. Make sure you subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Look for all
Yeah,
kinds of
something else is
content
coming
Facebook.
on, I'm sure.
We'll see you next time on Criminal Lawyer
Let me
Reacts.
call my girl.
Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. Bruce Rivers just broke down your case. He know all the charges that you about to face. You ain't coming home till 2058. That self-snitching gon' get you put away. 23 hour lockdown, please, oh my God.
Jump on if you ain't doing nothing.
When somebody's dying, if they make statements while they die, it's called a dying declaration. It's not hearsay. So if she identifies her killer just before she passes away, it is admissible in court. It really is powerful. And like I said, it's uncross-examinable.
Let's see if she
Every time I
got my
see
message.
one of these videos, I always go into the defense mode. You know, what is your defense? I can't for the life of me think of one, honestly.
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And he's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Taryn.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I'm Bruce Rivers, your board-certified criminal defense lawyer, coming to you with my pearl-handled pistol cufflinks, so graciously gifted to me by who? By our content genius, Michael Rivers, who's behind the camera as we speak, the man I try to please every day. So the name of this one is Victim Burned Alive Survives Long Enough to Solve Her Own Murder. This was originally put out by Explore With
Oh,
Us,
wow.
and they've got some really good content, so I highly suggest
I like
that you
these
visit
crime
their channel.
channels.
I haven't seen this. It's going to be a little bit longer video, so make sure you got your popcorn, grab a beer or a soda or your Merlot or whatever you got. Kind of hunker in because this is going to be a little bit longer video. And before we get to this, make sure you know that this is also brought to you by eSign.com. eSign.com is really an effective way to remotely do business. I use it all the time. I've downloaded the app. You know why? Because I get 3 free signatures a month. It's an effective way to get a document signed very fast. So, for example, if you have an agreement, time is of the essence. Go to eSign.com. I use it for retainer agreements. I use it for medical releases.
One of them
Just
crime
about any kind of document where you need a
podcasts.
signature, and especially if you need it fast, go to eSign.com. And plus, they're a great sponsor of our channel, and I highly encourage you to visit eSign.com and download the app and use it. So let's get started right away.
You got a
this is
MacBook
along
like
the
me.
lines of true crime, and I don't know anything about it, so let's see what.
She bust so that somebody probably set the car on fire or something. I don't
Oh,
know what she was coming
my
out of the
God.
It's in my house. That's
So you can tell this right away that we're in the South.
the worst one I've
They
seen.
in the South.
Couldn't believe she was still conscious.
Couldn't believe she
alert
was still
with the
conscious
amount of
with
burns
the
she
amount
had.
of burns
What
she
did she do
had.
that was so awful?
Burns are the most damaging, the most painful kinds of injuries you can
Yep.
get. In fact, a year and a half ago, I tried a civil case.
And
with
it
another
damages
officer. Probably was burned
evidence.
40% of his body, and then they had to take another 40% for skin grafts. And
Wow.
it was really a tough case, especially when
So
you hear
apparently
about the daily struggles that somebody with
somebody
very severe burns has.
was so awful that
was
she
set
would
on
die
fire
torturous
in
death
her
by
car.
us. That's what we want to know.
I have nothing to do with nothing. That's my friend. I'm my friend. I would never hurt her. When you have cases that have aggravating factors, and burning somebody alive is an aggravating
Burned
factor.
her
because it's just-
alive.
It is the worst thing that can happen. It ratchets up the sentence quite a bit.
On March 24th, 2010, a man named Terrence sat outside his home in Pensacola, Florida, enjoying the fresh night air. By all accounts, it was a perfect spring night. That is, until a faint voice rang out from the forest surrounding his home. At first, Terrence couldn't make out what the voice was saying, and then it came again, a panicked and pained moan. It was a woman calling out for help. Terrence couldn't have had the slightest idea of the gruesome crime that had just been committed against this woman. A crime so brutal that you may have trouble believing it.
In reference to the call, we're on scene and fire saying that the patient, she's got second-degree burns over 100% of her body, but she's...
Second-degree burns over 100% of her body. Second-degree, so there are 3 different types of burns. You have first, second, and third degree.
Who that there? Who
First
that there?
degree is just a little bit of redness. Second degree is blistering. And
I see 2
charring
people.
is third degree.
Taryn, is
The
that
case
you?
I was telling you about with my client, that was third degree, 40% of his
Oh,
body.
they left.
This is at least second degree, 100% of her body.
She's saying that there was no vehicle involved, that people dragged her out of her house and set her on fire.
Oh my
At first,
God.
through the forest,
Dragged her
shrouded in
out of her
shadows,
house and
Terrence
set her
couldn't
on
make out
fire.
the woman calling for help. Moments later, when he finally could, he was horrified. A
Wow.
19-year-old woman, Adriana Zimmerman, slowly stumbled toward him out of the darkness. Burns coated every inch of her
Oh
skin,
my God,
so
she
severe that he
was
couldn't make out
stumbling
the color of her
toward
skin
the
or-
house.
You know, every time I see a case, one of these videos, I always go into the defense mode. You know, what is your defense? Fuck, I can't for the life of me think of one.
That's
honestly.
crazy.
When you have a victim, the only thing that really works on a case like this, because
Yeah.
there's no justification for burning somebody like this, is there? No, there isn't. So the only real defense that would work in a case like that is I was in Detroit. I was nowhere near.
Whether she was wearing any clothes at all. Terrence called 911 while Adriana sought refuge on his porch.
Oh my God, she was still alive, all burnt up.
Hey, somebody started burning up. Her is laid on fire right now. She what? She burned all up. You gotta... She burned so that somebody probably set the car on fire or something. I don't know. She had come out of the woods to my house.
I mean, imagine being the person that
In her,
receives
it come
her.
out of the woods.
Imagine being the one calling 911. When I was in college, I drove an ambulance, and
That's
sometimes we
crazy.
would take people to the burn unit. And I took this young kid
Awful.
to a burn unit once, and oh my God, it was just horrific. It was, you know, because the pain doesn't stop. The pain is constant. And this gal, from this moment on, is in for a long
Jesus.
road.
As they waited for EMS to arrive, Terrence noted that Adriana smelled heavily of gasoline, and there was a severe injury on her head in addition to the burns.
Oh my God.
Whatever she had endured had left her barely clinging to life. By 9:24 p.m.,
She
an EMT
identified
arrived
her
at the
killer,
scene to
though.
find Adriana
I think she
sitting on the
apparently
porch with her
died.
arms outstretched, rocking back and forth to soothe her pain. The extent of her burns meant that the EMT on the scene couldn't offer her much medical assistance. Even for a seasoned EMT, the sight was deeply disturbing.
So I was telling you about a client of mine
Golly.
that, you know, he was burned 40% of his body. When they finally released him from the hospital, he had to have a nurse come in, and he would kick his mother out of the house because he didn't want her to hear him scream as they changed his bandages. And then when you have that was just water. In his case, 180-degree water. In this case, we got petroleum burns, which are worse.
Oh God.
She was kind of moaning. She was just in a sitting position, and the way she was looking was it hurt to move anywhere, so she was kind of in whatever position she was the most comfortable. It was in a sitting with her arms
my
stuck
God.
straight out. She was moaning, and it was hard to understand her due to her jaw. Her jaw was very deformed, stuck out.
Oh
So
God.
she kept, mumbling, help me, and I told her, I'll try to help you. You just got to stay there and try not to move for me. really with a burn victim like that, there's
I
nothing
gotta
much
go
we can
refill
do
my
until
tea.
your mess gets there.
And your training
Baby, if you
experience when
watching,
you saw
stand
her,
up,
what was
stand
your
by.
first thought?
That's the worst one I've seen. I couldn't believe she was still conscious and alert with the amount of burns she had.
Did you feel her condition was grave?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Just from your experience and seeing what you've seen?
Yes, sir. Just from seeing that, plus the head trauma, the amount of head trauma she had to her face.
Now,
That is so
what would
disturbing.
cause somebody to do this?
I need me a refill on my tea. I'm gonna take you with me. My baby be taking good care of me. Wait, did I don't know if I put any stuff in these. Let's see. I think I did. I just gotta heat it up. It is such a beautiful day outside, and here I am in the house with nothing to do. Knees hurt too bad to do anything, really. But I thank God I'm still alive. I'd dance for you, but no. I did enough of that last weekend. I paid the price for it too. Yes, I did. I think I doctored this one up already. Yeah, I can taste it. Whew. Oh, still only one in here. "44 minutes, 13, 14, 15, 16 seconds. Nobody wants to talk to me. Refill.
Unless you're such a psychopath that you know, are a sociopath, that you just don't feel anything for anybody. But I don't think that's the case here.
Can you tell me what's going on? Huh? Can you tell me what's going on?
Just hang tight, okay, dear?
Okay.
After setting Heather in the car, the police leave her alone for another 20 minutes.
That's also a tactic. Record her for as long as she's in the car, by herself, because there may be what they call spontaneous utterances.
Renewal by Anderson's Fibrex
Wow.
material windows are scientifically proven to last. Call or
She's
visit us
still
online.
alive.
By herself, because there may be what they call spontaneous utterances.
Spontaneous
And anything she
utterances.
says, anything she does, any movement she makes will be admissible in court.
She fidgets anxiously in the back seat.
What's your full name? H-E-A-T? H-E-R. You work anywhere? No, sir, not.
Oh.
Several witnesses and neighbors interviewed allege that many people in the trailer park sold illegal substances or allegedly worked as escorts, including
Yeah.
Tina, Heather, Adriana, and their partners. In the 4
Oh,
months
she
leading up to
sold
the battery of
drugs.
Adriana, cops had visited the trailer park 25 times. But this time would prove to be the most ghastly, heartbreaking visit of all.
What is going on? Okay. First of all, we're
So you got drugs and prostitution.
investigating a battery here with your neighbor there behind you. Adriana? I guess. The lady goes behind you.
Oh, they've got a neighbor in the cop car.
We'll ask you some questions. Okay. I just seen Adriana earlier today. My name is Investigator Watts. I'm with the Sheriff's Office. We were called out here on aggravated some type of disturbance tonight.
Here comes the Miranda warning. Miranda attaches when? In custody, interrogation. You're in the back of a squad car, you're in custody. He's starting to talk to you and ask you questions, that's interrogation. So let's say he doesn't give her the Miranda warning here. They can't use what she says.
Right.
Okay, where his neighbor was critically injured, and you have been implicated, maybe having some knowledge or information, or even being involved. I have to ask you some questions, but before I ask any questions, I'm gonna have to advise you your rights, okay?
Oh, now they're gonna
The
read
detective
her
reads Heather
Miranda.
Miranda rights. She accepts them rather calmly, but her calmness and patience will start to wane as the police begin to really question her.
First of all, tell me, do you know the situation we're talking about here? No, sir. That's why I keep asking what's going on. Okay. Where have you been all afternoon? What have you been doing? I've been here at the house.
They're asking her neighbor a bunch of questions. Yep, Miranda rights.
Adriana, my neighbor, she was down this way by my aunt's house talking with us earlier. And then I had one back in the house. I cooked and I laid down after that. Okay, is anybody in the house with you? Nobody with my husband. He was in his sleep. That's your husband? Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly where this happened in relation to the trailer park, but it's certainly, if you heard somebody being dragged out of their trailer, you would hear it, and
For
especially
real.
if
That's your husband? Yeah.
She claims she didn't hear nothing.
Yeah. My kids are for mom.
The competition.
Okay, this girl was taken from her house and beaten up. Okay? Okay. I seen her earlier today. She told me that she had a date. That's all she would tell me. And I asked her who it was. She was riding the bike up and down Detroit. And I asked her when she went that way, I said, where do you keep going when you go that way? She kept saying Fowler. But she would never tell me where on Fowler.
So what she's trying to do here is set up an alibi, not alibi, but she's trying to set up a story to deflect any kind of blame from her. Another reason why this may have happened.
And then she said, girl, I got a hot date tonight.
It's interesting that Heather immediately provides information to deflect the interest away from herself
Uh-huh.
toward this
We think, well,
hot date.
You know how easy that is
Trying to
Jeff?
set it up like
Do you know how
somebody
easy
else
that
did
is?
it.
People do stupid shit and they come up with stupid stories that are so easy to debunk. All you gotta do is look at her phone. Who were the last people she talked to?
Huh.
You know, I mean, did she have a hot date? Well, then you'd think there'd be a text. I'm on
Said
my
she
way,
had a hot
or I'm
date.
over
Uh,
here.
The lady lives in lot 3 back there?
Tina, yes, I know Tina. All of us know each other out here.
Ooh,
I've been here
Tina
when she
look
first moved out
crazy.
here.
How long she been here?
I'm not quite sure. It's been a couple months.
ooh, Tina look
She's been living out here
crazy.
no longer than a year.
Okay, where,
So, this is why it's important. If you're a defendant, to not give a statement. And the reason being is that she's given details that'll be easy to show that she's full of shit.
where did you go tonight before we got here?
Tonight?
Tonight? Yeah.
I didn't go anywhere.
So you been in your house?
I've been here
Oh,
and
okay.
down by Tina's house and by my aunt's house and back here. I was here cooking.
She just put her at Tina's house, scene of the crime.
And my other aunt, my
Oh.
mom's sister came around here, her and the kids.
So it
And I was in
happened
the
at
cooking
Tina's
kitchen, right?
house.
And it's still on the stove.
Heather telling the officer that the fish is still on the stove is an attempt to prove that she's being truthful. In reality, her desperation to provide evidence of her activities only makes her look more suspicious. People who are innocent often don't feel such a stark need to back their story up. In just a moment, you'll see her try to validate her whereabouts even more by listing people who can provide her with an alibi. Take note of just how many times she does this.
I won't sit here and believe what you're saying, but we're getting information. You know what's going on here. You and Tina.
I don't know anything about what's going on here. Like I said, I was here at the house. My mom called me on my cell phone. I talked to my mom. My aunt came here, her the kids. My 2 cousins was in the car with her. My aunt down in the 4th trailer, she seen me today. My Uncle
So
Charles seen
you're
me today.
sitting here and telling me that you and Tina, y'all didn't have a problem with this girl back there?
I didn't have no problem with Adriana.
Another thing that would be so
Wow.
easy to verify, because guess what? People who have a beef with each other, especially like this kind of stuff, there's text after text after text after text.
I've been hanging out with Adriana every day. All of us been hanging out together.
You and Tina didn't jump on her?
No, I didn't do nothing to Adriana. I would not harm a hair on her head.
Heather's protesting that she couldn't have been involved because she would never hurt any part of Adriana is
Okay,
known
boo.
as a convincing statement. This type of statement
let
is
you
often
go.
a sign of deception, as a truthful person's first instinct would likely be to outright deny an allegation, rather than try to convince the person posing the question of something.
I had to protect her once before.
From who?
Because her and some girls was getting into it. And I stopped them from jumping on them.
Wow.
Other than that, I haven't had any problems with her. Her kids, I always have her kids with me. Me and Adriana is just like that. Ever since she moved out here, we became friends.
And I certainly didn't put any gasoline in it and burn the shit out of her. I would never do such a. Oh, you didn't tell me that? You mean I came up with that on my own? That's another thing people fucking do.
Here, Heather's palm seems to be facing up as she's speaking. The palm up position is not very affirmative, and it suggests that the speaker is asking or pleading to be believed.
That kind of body language bullshit is never admissible in court. You can't use that.
This may indicate that she's feeling uncertain about the statement she just made.
I'm
And
out.
the kids, I love the kids.
Think about it. This, you know, or this. You know, I ain't fucking do this.
They went with me to get my hair done and everything. I seen her this morning.